Welcome to the Select Board meeting of July 23rd, 2024. Mr. Canty, the Chapter 2 Acts of 2023, please.
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. Pursuant to modifications made to the open meeting law by the Legislature of the Commonwealth, this meeting is taking place in a hybrid format. We have a member of the board joining us virtually over the Zoom webinar platform. We have other members of the board joining us physically at the Great Hall here at Town Hall. Members of the public who wish to participate in this meeting may do so by joining us here at the Great Hall at Town Hall or by joining us at Zoom at the webinar posted on the agenda that's on the website of the town. You may also observe the meeting on TV on Comcast Channel 9 or Verizon Channel 47. We also remind members of the public that may be in attendance, pursuant to Massachusetts general law, any person may make a video or audio recording of an open session of a meeting of the Select Board after notifying the chair, subject to reasonable requirements of the chair as to not interfere with the conduct of the meeting. At the beginning of the meeting, the chair shall inform other attendees of any recordings. As of now, the only recording we are aware of is that being done by the local scene, formerly known as PAC TV. Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. First order of business, an executive session. Mr. Canty.
The Select Board will hold an executive session pursuant to Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 21A, Clause 6, to consider the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property if the chair declares that an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the public body. This would be in relation to 260 Ryder Way. While in executive, the Select Board will also vote to approve executive session minutes as listed on the agenda. At this time, Mr. Chair, I would make a motion that we enter into executive session. Second.
Motion by Mr. Canty, second by Mr. Golden. Mr. Canty?
I vote yes.
Mr. Bletzer?
Yes.
Mr. Golden?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
The board will return approximately 6 p.m. Thank you. Welcome back to the Select Board meeting of July 23rd, 2024. The open session. Please join the board at this time in a pledge to the flag. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to welcome Jade Anderton, the Administrative Assistant to the Select Board. I'm excited, as well as the rest of the board, to have her on board. And just want to say welcome, Jade. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Selectman Mahoney for a few words. John?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to take a moment to speak about the loss of a tremendous public employee, Mr. Arthur Montron. I had the honor of working with him during the course of his career here. He worked for the town of Plymouth for over 30 years. He was a facilities director on the school side, individual that grew up in Wareham. Wareham High School graduate of Mass Maritime. He spent his last 30 or 35 years professionally working for this community, resided in the village of Manamet, and nothing but the consummate professional, tremendous ethics and integrity, and I always enjoyed my time around Arthur, and my condolences go out to his family. He'll be sorely missed.
Thank you, John. This time I'd like to have a moment of silence for Mr. Montron. Thank you. Before we get on with the first order of business, was the Plymouth Police Department recognition, I gave some residents permission to speak on the public comment early, as they have other arrangements later in the evening. So at this time, I'd like to know if Sarah Levinson and Betty Cavaco are in the audience. If you are, please come up to the microphone at this time. Make sure the green light's on and you identify yourself for the record. Thank you.
My name is Sarah Levinson, and I live at 244 Summer Street. I think you might know this lady. I'm not sure.
My name is Betty Cavaco, and I live in Manman.
First of all, Chairman Quintal and the entire board, thank you for letting us add this last-minute little addition to the agenda. I understand that that's sometimes hard to do, and I will be very brief. I'm here essentially to open up the discussion again around Morton Park, and I know you've heard a lot. I first want to thank you for two very specific things. You have listened to us for many, many years, and you have made a lot of adjustments as best as we can thus far. One example is at the top of Morton Park Road in Summer Street. It was an absolute debacle, and we all got together, came up with some really innovative ways to adjust it, and it's better. Last year, it was like shocking how much better it was, and just so unbelievably grateful for that. The second thing I want to commend you for is that you have worked so hard with everything we've said to adjust as best you can to keep this park open to everybody. You have limited the number of cars. You've made the side beaches resident, at least in theory. You've increased police presence, these wonderful gentlemen over here and ladies. You've done a lot, and the goal has been to keep the park open to everybody. At this point, it's not working. It's unsafe. And what we're here to do is to very boldly ask that we have serious discussions about making this Plymouth resident beach sticker parking only, and here's why. Last Saturday, I'm sure you all heard, a woman was drinking all day at the park, among others. She got in her car at about 4:15. I had just left. My son had just driven by. And she, at a very high rate of speed among policemen, showing zero respect to these gentlemen and the workers, left the park, sped around other people, and demolished that newly rebuilt guard shack. That guard shack isn't a decoration. It's not a sign for Morton Park. It's designed to have one of our kids who works there sitting in it, and it's demolished. Right through it, foundation shattered, unbelievable. Had she not been stopped right there, she would have made it up Morton Park Road, where all those little kids that you see in the audience live, right there. They play outside all the time. What I see here is the very last straw. I have friends that live on College Pond where there was a literal dumpster fire. The whole situation's a dumpster fire. This was a literal dumpster fire where somebody dumped coals that they shouldn't be using in the receptacle. This was very lucky on Saturday that nobody was injured, and quite frankly, with all the stories we've given you guys, this has to be our last freebie. I am asking you to very strongly consider what we've done at White Horse Beach. Like I had a part in it, what you guys did at White Horse Beach to make this Plymouth resident only. Your priorities in 2024, the very first one at the top of the list, and I quote, maintain a safe and healthy community. This isn't safe at all. Plymouth has grown so much. The housing has skyrocketed. The population is skyrocketing, which is wonderful. This needs to be resident only. No one can get there, and when we can, it is absolutely not safe. I will give you a second and have Betty talk a little bit, if she could, about what's been done down there, and that's what I'm very boldly asking for.
Hello again. So when it took decades, as I'm sure the chairman remembers and Mr. Mahoney remembers, about the things that we put in place for White Horse Beach, literally took decades. And I have to say that although White Horse Beach is not restricted to the public, the restriction is the parking. And this is the easiest thing to do, in my opinion. And I believe that we visited this when we were doing White Horse Beach, because I know that there is a will that someone left property. But this isn't to restrict access, public access. This is to restrict the parking for beach sticker parking. So looking at the safety of it, and I can tell you guys wholeheartedly, 100%, there is nothing worse than being unsafe in your own neighborhood. Nothing. And these folks have been through a lot. White Horse Beach residents have been through a lot. And though there was some difficulties in the beginning, And we had to spend a little money with officers and parking companies and all that. It really paid off in dividend in the end because there are hardly any issues any longer down at Whitehorse Beach, especially since we raised the fines to $100. A $25 fine to not have a parking sticker really doesn't deter anybody because we were used to there's 5 people in the car, we're going to take the sticker, it's $5 a piece, and it didn't really matter. $100 really was the game changer for us, but honestly, as the board, I would like you folks to consider a motion to add Morton Park to the Plymouth Beach sticker program and at least start there and then be able to come back and make any kind of adjustments what they need because these folks are desperate and we can't have any of our residents feeling unsafe and what goes on down there. We all know too well about what happened down at Whitehorse Beach, and it just isn't fair to our residents. I mean, they pay big money in taxes like the rest of us, and I'm asking this board to make the same concessions that you did for Whitehorse Beach residents for these people at Morton Park.
Any questions?
Thank you.
Or thoughts?
Derek, you want to weigh in on this? Because I know we had discussions with it on the 4th of July and after, and I just don't know where staff is at with this. You have something you want to say to the board or to the people?
Yeah, I certainly
listening?
can provide some more commentary. So I think to Ms. Levinson's point, the town has done a great deal of work, not even going back to 2023. Going back to 2017, where we face very similar issues of overcrowding. At the time, there was unlimited parking at Morton. Then that went down to 125 vehicles. And then now it's at 100 vehicles to try to limit, as suggested, the overcrowding. We also removed the ability to allow for charcoal grilling in the park. And so those measures have mitigated some of the prior problems. They're both right, and we had a problem this past weekend. One individual was intoxicated and drove through that shed. That's an isolated incident, as you can imagine. 4th of July was extremely busy, not at Morton Park, not at Whitehorse Beach, not at Fresh Pond, but all of our beaches and ponds. We're a coastal community, we're a tourist community, and we'll work with public safety officials to try to mitigate those concerns. And quite frankly, on 4th of July, the police department responded very quickly. In fact, I went there myself and saw police officers redirecting traffic at the entrance at Summer Street. So the town has done a lot to respond to these neighborhood concerns. I guess some of the other concerns would be that if we went to a beach sticker only, that doesn't mitigate the number of vehicles in the parking area. So what we're saying is we are allowing 100 vehicles of residents parking there, but not 100 vehicles of residents and non-residents. So we're suggesting that it's the non-residents that are creating problems in our parks? So then I would ask the question, so then no one in this room goes to Duxbury, goes to Mayflower, goes to Scusset, so we don't go to these other beaches. So are we going to become that community that only allows residents to use our beaches and ponds? Do we want other coastal communities to act in the same manner? And so I think those are the concerns that I would have going to resident only when you take those types of very strict measures. So we are working with the Chief of Police. We are working with the Commission of Health and Human Services and Recreation Director. We'll take this up during the winter months and look at what other measures we can put in place.
Mr. Brindisi, if I could, I do want to thank you. I know how much you've done, and we've stayed close with you, and you've worked really hard. You've been very accessible as well, and I'm grateful for that. I want to be clear that this is not we've had a tough year. We have made so many adjustments, and even still, the problem is just maybe a little bit smaller. but it's still just as dangerous, just as unwelcoming, and just as inaccessible to everyone that lives here. This is not us punishing people outside of Plymouth. This is us justifiably and in finally having a due response for what's happened to us for 20 years. I bought the house because of where it is. These people bought the house because of where it is. You can't touch it on the weekend. And if you do, you're not welcome. Happy to show you another video I took the other day. I did speak, one last little note, on July 5th I went down just to see the mess, and actually the folks who help keep our town clean had already done a really good job. There were just little things all over the place. And I spoke with the folks who were at the lifeguard station, and one of them the day before, on the 4th, had taken, was taking the car payments, you know what I mean. 125 cars, he said, I think it was less than 5. He thinks he remembers 3 being Plymouth residents. So 122 beat us to the park, and then it was shut off. He thought it was around 700 people were walking in. This will not prevent walk-ins, and this is something we've talked about before. We're not making it inaccessible. If you want to bring your car down there and you want to park there, you have to have a Plymouth Beach sticker. That's what we're asking. We're not fencing it off. We're just shutting the road down.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So, Mr. Brandisi, am I hearing you correctly saying you'd like a little more time to go back and then come back to the board, maybe put it as a docket item, or what's your suggestion there?
Yeah, so I've met with the Commission of Health and Human Services yesterday. This is something that we plan on looking at, not just Morton Park. We don't
Right.
we want to prevent the whack-a-mole phenomenon. We can put all these measures in place in Morton, and then they're going to pop up at Hedges Pond. They're going to pop up at Fresh Pond. So we need to look at this holistically in everything that we do, and so that's going to take time. I have to say, a couple weeks ago, folks in the area have told me things are going extremely well. Things went extremely well last summer. So, yeah, we had an issue this past weekend. I hope to believe it was an isolated issue, but we will have I hope to believe it was an isolated issue, but we'll be working with the chief to make sure that public safety is ensured.
Thank you. Are there any comments from the board before we move on and get some more information on this? Seeing none, I don't see any hands. We good?
We are good, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay then, thank you, duly noted, and we'll be putting this on the agenda as soon as town staff gets all the recommendations to trying to correct this problem. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to the Plymouth Police Department. I believe it's Chief Flynn's there.
Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Welcome.
As I reported previously, this past 3rd and 4th of July was the first 3rd and 4th in 27 years that we had no arrests or no incidents of criminal activity for the 3 events over the course of 2 days. I think that's to do with a lot of the planning we do, most certainly the officers involved, as well as the residents and guests who came for the 2-day event. I want to thank everybody involved. That being said, it's not like we didn't have some issues, and that's what we're here for tonight. And I'd like to read the letter of commendation. To Officer Sean Ireland, Officer Matthew Montanari, Officer Dylan Oxen, and Officer Zachary Sweeney, from Dana Flynn, Chief of Police, regarding a letter of commendations and life-saving award. On July 4th, 2024, you were assigned to the bicycle team at Nelson Street for the annual July 4th fireworks. At approximately 1830 hours, you were approached by a distraught father holding his 7-month-old daughter. The baby was in obvious distress, as she was blue in color and not breathing. While Officers Montanari and Ireland took control of the baby and began an initial assessment, Officers Oxen and Sweeney obtained and relayed pertinent information from the family members to responding EMS. As the initial assessment revealed an airway obstruction, Officers Montanari and Ireland began the protocol to clear the obstruction. After several rounds of back blows by Officer Montanari, Officer Ireland could see the obstruction and conducted a finger sweep. This cleared the airway and the baby began to breathe. taken slow, shallow breaths, and began to open her eyes. The baby was transported to Beth Israel Deaconess for further observation. The professionalism and team effort displayed truly honor the men and women of the Plymouth Police Department for their actions in calming a distraught family and obtaining and relaying the pertinent information to other first responders. Officer Dylan Oxon and Zachary Sweeney are presented with this letter of commendation. For their quick response and employment of high-quality, life-saving measures that undoubtedly preserved the life of a baby, Officers Sean Island and Matthew Montanari awarded the Plymouth Police Department's Life Saving Award. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to present these awards at a public forum such as this. It's a real honor. Thank you.
And I want to say thank you to all the officers and yourself. It's good to see on the 4th of July things are semi-calm in the town. And these officers should be recognized. They do an outstanding job. Godspeed to all 4 of you. Stay safe. And please shake the hands of the board. It's duly deserved. Thank you. I wish I was there. I'm away in Tennessee, but if I wasn't, I'd be there to shake your hands myself.
Thank you. Good night.
Okay, moving on to the licenses and administrative notes. We can take them separate or we can remove some. What's the pleasure of the board?
If no one else has anything they'd like to divide, I'd like to divide out Ladder 15 LLC, doing business as Sukasa, and handle that one separately.
Okay. So if there's no other requests, we'll take the others as a group.
I would make
And-
a motion to approve the other licenses as a group.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Canty, second by Mr. Mahoney. Discussion. Mr. Canty,
Yes.
Mr. Blitzer,
Yes.
Mr. Golden,
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney,
Yes.
and myself, yes, unanimous. Moving on to Ladder 15 LLC, doing business as Sukasa, 30 Main Street. Mr. Canty?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had provisionally permitted this up through today from July 9th, the thinking that they could demonstrate at least 2 weeks of compliance before we gave them a further amplified music permit, given some concerns that were raised by another member of the board and some members of the public about their compliance with other previously issued licenses. Do we have any updates on their compliance in the last 2 weeks? Mr. Town Manager? Have we received any reports or complaints about Ladder 15 LLC doing business as Sukasa's compliance with any of their, either the amplified music permit or the outdoor dining permits since our last hearing?
We have received no complaints, and we have received information from the Special Services that they're in compliance.
Thank you. So that was,
Any other oh, excuse me, go ahead.
I was hopeful that we would have that report today. I think the objective of the board generally would be, we want them to comply, we don't want to punish them. If there are in compliance, then that assuades the concerns that I had. I think there were some legitimate concerns about their compliance raised in the past at the last hearing, and I would hope that we do not see those concerns reemerge. Anyone that notices a complaint, or anyone that has a complaint rather, or notices a violation, always has the ability to report those violations to the board, and we can have a hearing on a previously issued license should that need arise. Hopefully that does not occur, but given that they've brought themselves back in compliance, my personal preference would be to issue the license through the rest of August as requested, but I'm certainly open to other opinions.
Okay, any other comments on the board?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Blitzer?
So I just want to kind of reiterate some of the things I said a couple of weeks ago. Quite
Okay.
frankly, I'm going to talk very frank, too. I think it's a joke that we put them on a two-week probation. I think it's a joke. Last year, they had multiple violations. They had amplified music outside without a license. They had extra tables on the sidewalk that without a license for it. And it was multiple times. We sent them an email telling them to desist on that behavior. They still did it. And then, starting again this year, we had a meeting. We talked to everybody about everybody, has the same rules. Everybody, work together, be consistent. And anybody that doesn't play by the rules, there'll be some ramifications. Well, I get 2 pictures of 2 different dates already this year when they had extra tables on the sidewalk. So again, they're in violation. And to this day, they still haven't been served the violation, which I'm not sure why that is. But I can tell you, my feeling is we gave them a 2-week probation period, great. So I would make a motion that we keep them on probation the rest of the summer. If one violation, they lose their outdoor dining. And as far as the amplified music, I was against that. There's no reason for it. It has nothing to do with outdoor dining. If they want amplified entertainment, they can do it inside the restaurant. We have residents that live above the restaurants. We have other venues in that locale that also, one has his windows open, the other has open seating, okay, which the entertainment might conflict with. There is no other restaurant that has outdoor amplified music, okay? And I don't think we need it. And I certainly don't want to give somebody who's had bad behavior for 2 years, reward them with this. So I'm against it, and we have to be consistent. I had a meeting with another vendor, and she was very clear about being consistent, treating everybody the same. And she was absolutely right, because I was wrong on how I handled something. So she was absolutely right. And I'll tell you right now, I am adamant about how I feel about this. So, thank you.
So we have a motion, correct, Mr. Blitzer? Do we have a
I'll
second?
make the motion. The motion is to keep Sukasa Ladder 15 on probation for the rest of the year. If the one violation, they will lose their outdoor dining license. And then I make a motion that we deny the outdoor amplified music.
Do we have a second?
There does not appear to be a second, Mr. Chair.
Well, so I just have a point of order, Mr. Chairman. There were 2 motions in
Right.
there. I would prefer that we take them individually.
Separate, right, okay.
And I will,
Charlie, you want to do the first one first?
Yeah, let's start with the amplified music, okay? Because that's what's before us tonight. They want amplified music in addition to their outdoor dining.
and
Okay? So I'm against the amplified
Okay.
music. So
and a further point of order, Mr. Chairman. Typically, don't we allow the petitioner to speak before we take such motions?
Are they there, David?
Yes.
I
It
can't
appears
see
they
from
are,
here.
yes.
Okay. So Charlie, can you hold off on your motion and
Absolutely, yeah,
let them
come on up.
say their piece? Okay, please. Thank you.
Good evening, board. It's lovely to see you in person.
Please introduce yourself to the
My
record.
name is Erin Murphy. I own Sukasa, downtown Plymouth. We are going into our 6th year, and I feel the need to address the recent issues, especially the unacceptable conduct I've experienced. This isn't just about amplified music, extra seating, or moving tables. As a mother, a businesswoman, and a community member, my main concern is the deeply disrespectful and unprofessional behavior that I've encountered. First, it should be noted that I was never given any warning about the infractions or broken rules spoken at the last meeting I attended, neither written or verbal notice for my quote-unquote bad behavior. Second, it is appalling that a representative of the board has publicly belittled and disrespected me. This isn't about a few extra nights of music or additional seating due to financial constraints and weather. Your actions have been demoralizing. Third, the board has claimed to be business-friendly. I found this public belittlement and dismissive attitude unacceptable and unprofessional, not friendly at all. Our situation as restaurant owners is already challenging. Your approach just worsens it. I appreciate the respect and professionalism shown by some of your colleagues who have engaged with me face-to-face and treated me with basic human decency. Please recognize the severe impact of your actions and words on both my business and my personal well-being. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I want to get her back.
Ms. Murphy, if you could, you may have questions, Ms. Murphy? Mr. Chairman, I think at least Mr. Mahoney has a question at this point.
Yes.
Absolutely. Go ahead, John.
All right, so Ms. Murphy, let's just stick to the permit you're looking for, the amplified music. So you're only going every other Tuesday.
It's actually just next Tuesday, and then there's 2 Tuesdays in August, and that's it.
So 3 Tuesdays
Yep.
for the remainder of the year.
Correct.
And how many times have you done this before?
This season,
Ever?
the only
the
time
ampli-
they moved outside was when it was too hot to be playing inside. We don't have AC, as I tried to explain at the last meeting.
So where is the, is this a single individual playing a?
Yes, it's the brother, Matt and Mal and Pat Fay are the only people that I have ever played. It's just them.
And where are they going to be set up outside?
So on the plan there that I submitted, there were the 4 inside tables on the parklet and then the 3 on the sidewalk. We move one of the tables, so there's only 2 tables, and then they're set up in place of that table. So there's no extra sidewalk being taken up.
There's no
or-
incremental floor space per se
Correct.
being taken up by these performers, correct?
Correct, yes.
And they're going to go from 5 to 9 p.m., probably with a couple of breaks, but
Yep.
4 hours
Yes.
off stage at 9 p.m.
Yes, we completely close at 9, so they usually
Okay.
end. They usually play from 5 to 8, but like last Tuesday it was 6 to 9, so that's why I wrote 5 to 9 on the permit application.
Okay, all right. I have no other questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any
Mr.
other
Bletzer
questions from
has-
board members?
Mr. Bletzer
Yeah.
has a question, Mr. Chairman?
Yes. I was there
Okay.
2 Tuesdays last year. I get out of my car, I went over, and what I saw was tables along the building, which you're not allowed. I saw a waitress in the middle serving customers on both sides of the sidewalk. There was a waitress station with the waitress in the middle of the sidewalk, and then there were the entertainers. There was absolutely no room to walk down the sidewalk. And I saw that twice. First I saw it, and I went to town hall, and I asked our agent, licensed agent, to send an email out, okay? And she did, okay, saying that you weren't licensed for that. 2 weeks later, I came back, I saw the same, I observed the same behavior.
At the last meeting, you said that that email was about amplified music, which, by
It
the
was
way,
about-
the
it was a-
reason I was
it
here
was
to
about it.
begin with last Tuesday, or 2 Tuesdays ago.
Can I stop you? It wasn't about
Sure.
amplified music. It was about having extra tables. You can't have tables on both sides of the sidewalk. You can have a parklet in one group.
I
That's
hear
that's
you
that's what your
loud
that's what
and
your
clear
plan is.
for the
That's what your plan was.
many times.
And you
I
can't say, I don't have
understand.
AC, so I'm going to load the sidewalk up with tables. You just said it, and you did it. Okay? So basically, Erin, you were doing exactly what you wanted to do.
Oh, my God.
Is it not true? And then you started again this year. Did you have extra tables? I went through this 2 weeks ago. You had extra
I
tables
know,
on
I
the
was
sidewalk
listening. You
again.
made me cry in front of my
made
entire
you cry.
staff.
All right, can we
And now
not
we're
interrupt?
doing it again. I
Ms.
just
Ms.
read a
Murphy,
letter.
Ms. Murphy and
Jesus.
Mr. Bletzer, can we
No,
not interrupt each other? You'll each have an opportunity to speak, but we're not going to talk over each other, all right? We're going to be respectful to each other. When one of us is talking, the other one is going to listen, and vice versa, on both sides, okay?
Okay.
Mr. Bletzer, you have the floor.
I've been accused of being over-aggressive and not warranted what I've seen in the actions I want to take. I have good reason for this. We have to do something. We have to have rules and regulations, or the outside dining is going to get out of control. Okay? It will get out of control. It'll be, and quite frankly, there's only 4 parklets this year, so I'll leave it at that. I'm just saying that you have not adhered to what your license agreement was for 2 years. And I don't need, if anybody here thinks you need amplified music outside, I don't see it. I don't think it should be allowed. Like I said, one more time, there's residents, there's other business that it's going to conflict with. So I am not for the amplified music. Thank you.
Ms. Murphy, any response? You don't have to respond, but you have an opportunity to respond.
I work really hard.
Mr. Bletzer.
Really hard. I've got 2 babies at home. All I'm trying to do is work. I apologized profusely last meeting for bringing those 2 tables outside. It is not my intention to break the rules and do all the things. I'm just trying to provide for my family, and that's it. Truly, I am sorry that I didn't understand the level of these bad behaviors, and I wasn't like, you know what, this is what I'm going to do because this is what I want to do. Like, no. It was just a quick decision. They're hot. That's all it was. And I can't go back in time. I cannot go back in time. I am trying to do the right thing moving forward. I respect all the work that you guys are doing in putting in the outdoor dining, placing that, putting it in place, and there was a lot of things that went on of how we're doing it, and I appreciate that. And I just, honestly, I just wish you could see me as a person and who I am instead of putting this umbrella of me just being disrespectful and not caring, because that's not what I'm doing and that's not who I am. And I don't know.
Thank you, Ms. Murphy. Other questions? I have, if it's okay, Mr. Chairman, I have a question, at least a question. So you mentioned 7:30 is, you wanted, that's one of the specific dates? What are the other specific dates? Is it every other? So that would be 7:30, then 8:13, and then 8:27?
I believe so. I don't know off the top of my head. It's written on the application, but I don't have it in front of me.
Okay. 8:13.
I can look on my phone to confirm if you'd like.
He's got it right.
Thanks.
Okay. 1 second. I don't see the application in our packet. Mr. Brindisi, do you have the application in the, I don't see it.
No, I don't have that application. I had asked for this data earlier, actually late last week, so
Okay.
we knew the exact dates. But based upon if it was to start next week, I think this is just important for the record, it would be July 30th,
Mhm.
and then it would be, I guess, the next August 13th,
Yep.
and then August 27th. So if that's what's being proposed by Ms. Murphy, that would be important to know for the record. The language we have is every other, so we're just trying to be certain what we mean by
Right.
every other.
And
Gotcha.
Ms. Murphy, you didn't put it on our agenda that way, we did, so we're just clarifying for
Thank
our
you.
purposes.
Um, $7:30, 8/6, 8/20.
8/6 and 8/20. Okay. Thank you. Through the chair, Mr. Golden, you had a question?
Yes, thank you. Mr. Brindisi, when you said that you requested the information last week, from whom did you request the information?
Our licensing agent, Lisa Johnson.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. Do I see any other questions? I don't. Mr. Chair, I'd turn it back over to you.
Thank you. I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Blitzer because this went on for quite a while. What was your motion again, Mr. Blitzer? So I can get it correct here.
First motion was to keep Sukasa on probation the rest of the year. One violation, then they lose their outdoor license. The second motion was actually, the outdoor amplified license, when that comes up, I'll vote on that. Somebody else can make a motion.
I have a point of order as to the first motion. The first
Great.
motion,
Well, the point of order is I can't hear you. So it's gladly noted. I heard you say that, David.
All right.
But I didn't hear Charlie was fading away there.
oh,
So if I
Mr.
could have the first motion.
Well,
your mic isn't on.
my mic's
Oh,
on.
that's why.
It is now.
Thank you.
It wasn't.
So anyway, the first motion.
There you
Sukasa,
are.
as of 2 weeks ago, my colleague Canty made a motion to put them on probation for 2 weeks. Okay? To
Right.
hopefully they
Yeah.
can adhere to the rules for 2 weeks. And they've done so. So now I want to make sure that we keep them on probation for the rest of the year. There was 2 violations that I saw this year already, and there was violations last year that they've never gotten a written notice for. So I think it warrants keeping them on probation the rest of the year. And if there's no violations, they're fine. If there's one violation, their outdoor license should be revoked.
So
So,
this is when I would have my point of order, Mr. Chair.
yeah,
So their outdoor dining license is not on the agenda.
Thank you.
So the applicant doesn't have fair notice that we were going to be rescinding or applying a probationary period to their outdoor dining license. And we can't, in my opinion, it would not be good practice to make a motion that has no notice to the applicant, who has availed herself of coming here, as well as to the general public, that this is going to be discussed. I would further, as I said in my initial comments, any license at any time could be reviewed. So I don't know that we need to put someone on formal probation in that sense. The extension of this was they were asking for a permit for July and August. We wanted to have an opportunity to hear from them more based on the alleged violations at that point. They've complied since that point in regards to the amplified music, but nothing was about the outdoor dining directly. Mr. Bletzer?
Mr. Vice Chairman, they were put on probation last week.
By me.
2-week probation. All I wanted to do is just extend that for the rest of the season. If I can't do it under this format, that's fine. Just move on to the amplified music.
Right. So, and just for clarity, that was specifically related to the amplified music permit the last time, because that's what was before us last time. The outdoor dining, we can put that on an agenda at any time if there's an alleged violation, but it's not on the agenda tonight. And the applicant should have the opportunity, if there is an alleged violation, to come prepared to respond to that alleged violation. She was not given that notice tonight in that way.
Move on.
Okay, so are you withdrawing your motion?
Yes. Are you?
Okay. I would make a motion that we approve the amplified music permit as applied by Sukasa for the dates of 7/30, 8/6, and 8/20.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Canty, second by Mr. Golden. Discussion?
I have discussion.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, obviously, as I said at the beginning, all we want, in my opinion, I'll just speak for myself. As a member of the licensing authority, all we want is for people to comply. If there's an issue, they bring it to our attention. We understand that not everyone is perfect, but we need people to comply. The rules are in place for specific purposes. Everybody is supposed to be playing by the same rules. So we don't mean to, in my opinion, beat anybody up. We shouldn't be doing that, but we do need, people to follow the rules and play by the rules. I think in the last 2 weeks since this particular issue was before us, they are in compliance. They're only looking for 3 more dates over a 6-week period. I'm comfortable giving them the benefit of the doubt moving forward. They are certainly on notice now about the issues that the board has about some prior conduct, but as the applicant said, she doesn't have a DeLorean with a flux capacitor, so she can't go back and fix what's already happened. All we can do is go forward. So I think it would be in the best interest of everyone, now that they've demonstrated at least a period of compliance, to give them the permit they're requesting. And when and if there are any issues in the future, that can be addressed in the future.
Yes, please.
Anyone else for comment?
I have a comment. I just want to say that there's nobody picking on this business. This is a business that's had multiple violations over the last 2 years. Okay, and you're laughing back there, but that's true, and you know it too. You've even brought up some of them. So I just want to say that it's a multiple violator, that you want to give her anything that she wants. Okay? And you're saying that people are picking on her. That's me that you're talking about. And I'm not picking on her. I treat her just like any other business. Okay? And she should have been written up. She should have been shut down last year, to be honest with you. Okay? But there was no enforcement. And again, there's no enforcement again this year. Okay? I can tell you that right now. And this board, the way you're acting tonight and the way you acted 2 weeks ago, it's just amazing. So I've said my piece. She doesn't deserve this amplified license. There's no need for it. They have an indoor restaurant that they can play their amplified music. It won't disrupt the neighbors upstairs. No, there's no talking during this discussion. Okay? So that's it. That's all I want to say about this.
Any other comments by board? It looks like John.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
So, Ms. Murphy,
Yes.
You were in discussion, John.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not going to ask her any question. Thank you, Mr. Canty. In the past, there have been other licenses approved by this body, and one of them, you go back to noise, we can go back to, oh my God, the entity that was in the, if you're looking at your business to the left, the one that used to have the open windows.
T-bones?
T-bones, thank you, Mr. Golden. So if I go, I can cite that one, and there have been others, but obviously, when these things are approved, there's pretty standard language that the board, or I would hear some of my past colleagues say, is that, if there are any infractions that we witness in the next, weeks or months, we can always have you back in here and revisit any problems that there might exist. So that's, as the awarding authority, we have the ability to do that. So
Okay.
that's all I wanted to say.
Any other comments from the board? Mr. Golden?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I remain concerned about the possibility of dueling music in that area. There are a number of businesses that are in close proximity to one another, and I think it could be quite chaotic if there is dueling music to happen in that area. I'm not necessarily opposed to outdoor amplified music if the community of businesses that work down there were to come together and coordinate something in consultation with residential neighbors. But as it stands, as I voted last meeting, I plan to say no.
Thank you. And I just have one comment, and it's really for the management, that we need to, whoever is supposed to be enforcing these laws, need to be enforced. I don't know if it's a labor, I don't know who's in charge, and we don't have to get there tonight, but it's something that I request that you look into and see if we keep a better eye on things for the benefit of everybody. So that being said, Mr. Canty, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Mr. Blitzer?
I vote no.
Mr. Golden?
No.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
And myself, no. 3 noes and 2 in favor. Thank you.
That is wild.
We have 11 administrative notes. Any questions or comments on the 11 notes?
If there are none, Mr. Chair, I would make a motion that we approve the 11 administrative notes as a group.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Canty, second by Mr. Golden. Discussion? Seeing none, I believe. Mr. Canty?
I vote yes.
Mr. Blitzer?
Yes.
That a yes, Charlie?
Yes.
Mr. Golden?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney? Yes. And myself, yes, unanimous. The next agenda item, the 1749 Courthouse Museum appointment. There's 3 vacancies, and it looks like 1 applicant. Is the applicant present tonight, Mr. West?
Yes, he's approaching the podium.
Thank you.
Hello, Chairman Quintel and the board. My name is Gary Wass, and I live at 29 North Street, downtown here. And I've been on the VSB board in previous times for 2 terms for the VSB. And I'm retired now, and I have the time, but I decided to step up. I noticed there's quite a few vacancies, and I'd like to fill one of the positions. So that is why I'm here.
Thank you. Any questions from board members? Gary, if you don't mind me asking, which term are you looking for?
Either
Is it
one you
1-year
choose,
term and a
doesn't
3-year
matter to
term?
me.
Okay. And if there's no other questions, I'd make a motion that we appoint Mr. Wass to the one of the 3-year terms.
I second that.
Motion by Mr. Canty, second by Mr. Blesser. Discussion? Mr. Canty?
Yes.
Mr. Blitzer?
Yes,
Mr. Golden?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
And myself, yes, unanimous. Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Waz, and I've served with Gary on other boards, and he's a very good member, very active, and gets his stuff right. Thank you. Special Management Village Steering Committee appointment. 2 seat vacancies. 1 one-year term by the select board, so that would be ours. And it's Laura Enos. Is she with us tonight? Please come up to the podium. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Laura Chakrek-Enos. I live at 113 White Horse Road. I'd love to be part of the steering committee for the Manamet Village.
Okay. Any questions from the board members?
Mr. Chairman, if you were appointed to the Manamet Village Steering Committee, what would you like to accomplish in your, well, it looks like you'd have a 1-year term, so it's a brief window, but what would you like to bring to the table and accomplish for the Manamet Village Steering Committee or for Manamet proper?
I would just like to be a participant in my neighborhood, a participant in solutions, bringing people together, hearing what the issues are, seeing if they're widespread or if they're one-offs, and helping discuss where we can go with these issues. You know, just really talking about stuff to make a better village.
Thank you. Mr. Golden has a question, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Laura, thank you for being here tonight. Have you attended any steering committee meetings in the past?
I sure have.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the stuff you've talked about?
Yes. So at the steering committee meetings I've attended, this is like where I've become inspired to become part of it. I really enjoyed that there was listening to the people that live in Manamet about the problems of Manamet and the good things in Manamet too, not just problems, about really fostering that village feel and that feeling of community. So that is what inspired me to become a part of this.
I think you'll do a great job.
Any other questions from board members? Seeing none, wish of the board.
Move approval.
second,
Mr. Mahoney motion, Mr. Blitzer second. Further discussion? Seeing none, Mr. Canty,
Vote yes.
Mr. Blitzer,
yes,
Mr. Golden,
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney,
Yes.
and myself, yes, unanimous. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
excellent.
And next on the agenda is special municipal employee designations. It's Timothy Bennett, Alyssa McGraw, Chad Jordan, Jennifer Hessel-Smith, Jane Burt, and presenting, I believe, is town council and the town clerk.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Good evening.
I'm Kelly McCowell, the town clerk.
And I'm Kate McKay, Town Council.
So Kate's going to talk, town council is going to talk a little bit about what the policy was that you approved in May, just to refresh your memory. And then we'll have a discussion on how we anticipate this moving forward. And we'll take it from there.
So the policy that was previously presented, it looks like it was signed and dated on May 14th of '24. That was a new policy for the town for special municipal employees. It was a fairly, comprehensive policy that set out the process that the town was going to engage in order to receive applications and approve special municipal employee requests. Currently, the way the policy reads, anybody that is seeking such a designation, they fill out the form online. They indicate what special skills or what assets they would bring to the position, what or how the town would benefit from by having them in that position. They get placed on an agenda, and they are here tonight for your consideration. The policy also outlined that the requests are going to be heard and reviewed on an annual basis. So this is our first, our introductory doing of this policy. In the future, the expiration, I think, is, the request needs to be made by June 30th, and then the select board would mark up the agenda, have anybody who's either seeking a new designation or anybody that wants to keep their old designation to apply again. The applications and the information would be forwarded to you, and then they would continue to attend a meeting in order to have any questions or answer any concerns that the board may have. That is the current policy at this point. The other event that would happen after tonight is when all of the votes are taken and when the designations are made, our town clerk would then keep that list in the town clerk's office. She would communicate with state ethics if there was a question, and she would kind of be the official keeper of the list going forward.
Any questions from the board members? Mr. Canty?
So this, when we're approving special municipal employees, we're approving the position that they hold, not the individual, not the named individual. So for some of the applicants before us tonight, they're an employee of the town as full-time as well as like seasonal or part-time in another capacity for another department or division. So would we be approving, for those folks, would we be approving both of their positions as special municipal employees?
I believe the position that you're approving is the one that's listed, but I think you're approving kind of the seasonal position tonight for two of the applicants, because they're beach pond supervisors. The application for the planning board, that's an application for the board in general,
right,
all year long.
Right.
And then the sports clinic director, I believe that's the request. That's kind of a second position, if I understand correctly, for the applicants that are applying for that, because if I remember correctly, they work in the schools, separate and apart. So you're approving, did that answer your question?
Well, I mean, like the ones, there's some that are teachers and they want to be also beach pond supervisors. So I guess my question is, am I approving both all teachers and all beach pond supervisors because they are going to be wearing both hats at different points in the year? Or am I approving just beach pond supervisors to be special municipal employees?
Just beach pond supervisors to be special municipal employees, so that position.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions from board members? Seeing none?
Can I add to the comment? You also received
Sure.
in the packet, I'm sorry, Chairman. You also received in the packet the list of special municipal employees that have been appointed since, I think, going back since 1963.
Yes.
So I know that part of this discussion was to clarify whether or not any of those positions would remain as SME. What we have done is we have reached out to staff members that support all these positions, and either the position is no longer needed in the town, or the designation is no longer needed. So what's remaining is the 5 that are in front of you this evening.
So
thank you.
I will say, like, I was on the Advisory and Finance Committee for 9 years. No one ever told me I was a special municipal employee since April 27th of 1963 while I was on there. But we're confident that the people that needed to know about that the fact that this was potentially changing were notified, and that there's no need for, because I think part of our policy automatically, if they didn't apply, it cut them off, right? So those would go away.
Correct.
We reached out to these folks and put them on notice directly or indirectly about that change, and we've only received these applicants that are before us.
Exactly.
Okay.
Any other questions from the board members? Okay, seeing none, I believe. Wishes of the board.
I would make a motion to grant special municipal employee status to the positions that applied for it on the agenda.
Do I have a second?
Could I ask for a friendly amendment and have the positions themselves listed in the motion? Given the lack of clarity of the prior board's appointments. I think we ought to state it all in the motion itself.
Okay, so that would be, I would be making a motion to approve it to members of the planning board, because we can't do just Mr. Bennett. He is a member of the planning board. It would also be for beach supervisor. There are 2 Plymouth Beach supervisors. Is beach pond supervisor the same thing as a beach supervisor? Yes? Beach pond supervisor. Okay, so beach pond supervisors. And one is listed as just Department of Recreation. What is the precise?
What?
Alyssa McGraw lists Department, a clinic director for the Plymouth Recreation Department?
Sports clinic director.
Sports clinic director. So planning board members, beach pond supervisors, and sports clinic directors. And that's everybody. Yes?
Yes, but you should also clarify in the motion to rescind all previously approved designations so we can get that list cleared up.
Didn't we already do that, though? No?
No.
All right.
You just accepted the policy because we needed to check with everyone. We didn't want to just rescind their designation in case they needed it. So it would be as of this evening.
Okay.
So if I may, let's start over. Let's have a motion first to end the old list, and then make a motion to accept these ones, for clarity.
So I would make a motion to rescind all previously granted special municipal employee designations effective immediate.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Canty, second by Mr. Golden. Discussion? Mr. Canty?
I vote yes.
Mr. Bletzer?
Yes.
Mr. Golden?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
And myself, yes, unanimous. And now I just have one comment here. I know that, Kevin, that you named Mr. Bennett in the planning. Alyssa McGraw was the sports class director. And then the other 3 are all in, what was that? So, I mean, if we're going to clear it up and get it right, we might as well.
Beach pond supervisors.
The other 3 are?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Planning board members, beach pond supervisors, and sports clinic directors.
Right.
Would be the position.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Do I have a motion for that, Mr. Canty? I think you motioned the last one.
Yes, I make a motion that we grant special municipal employee designations to planning board members, beach pond supervisors, and sports clinic directors, effective immediately.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Canty, second by Mr. Golden. Discussion? Seeing none. Mr. Canty?
I vote yes.
Mr. Bletzer?
Yes.
Mr. Golden?
Yes.
Mr. Mahoney?
Yes.
And myself, yes, unanimous. Thank you. Next on the agenda, the Cedarville Dog Park, Nick Fiala, Parks and Forestry Superintendent, and I believe accompanied by Weston and Sampson.
Good evening, Select Board and members of the town public. Nick Fiala, Parks and Forestry Superintendent. Thank you all for your time. I'm here tonight with Weston and Sampson, Brandon and Tong Yi. They're going to give you an update presentation on the dog park, and after, I'd be happy to help answer any questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Good evening, Board, Mr. Chairman, board members. We are very excited to be here tonight to provide the update. We've been working with Nick and his team over the last several weeks to get to this point this evening. Just a bit of context, we went out, provided comprehensive site walk. We've tagged trees that will be preserved as part of this project. And then we are going to be commencing with some soil evaluation as it relates to stormwater within the coming days. And I don't know specifically how to work the presentation. Is there a...
There's a little clicker.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You're
Appreciate it. This is our agenda for the presentation tonight. We'll quickly go through team introductions formally. We'll talk about the project goals, the anticipated schedule. We'll talk about the results of our inventory and analysis. We'll look at some dog park precedents based on our experience and other community dog parks that are within the region. And then we'll talk specifically about the proposed concept design, and then we'll open it up for questions and comments. As Nick kindly mentioned, I'm Brandon Kunkel. I'm the practice leader for Weston and Sampson, and with me tonight is my colleague Tongyi Zhang. She is the lead landscape designer for this project. The project goals really is to provide the community with an off-leash facility for both people and dogs. I don't think the people would have ever been on leashes, but the dogs have the opportunity to interact without leashes in a safe environment. We want to increase the value and quality of life for the community, provide this great amenity where folks can actually socialize, bring their dogs or their fur babies, as some people refer to them, and then do it in a safe manner. And then overall, we want to provide universal ADA accessible routes and amenities that can be enjoyed by all people throughout the community. A bit of a project schedule. We launched the project back in May. We've been, as I mentioned, we've been out, we inventoried and tagged the trees that we believe are worth preserving, will provide some value as it relates to shade in the natural environment for the dogs and the humans. We are wrapping up the preliminary designs following this meeting, including any comments and feedback that we might receive tonight, and then we'll go immediately into final design. I do want to note that this is a conservative schedule. This is a worst-case scenario, and I've been working with Nick to hopefully where we believe we can expedite it by a few weeks and get under construction perhaps sooner than what we're showing here. This is great winter work for many contractors, given the scope and nature of the project itself, and then it would open up in spring of 2025 at the very latest. A little bit of context, it's in the, this is where it would be located within the town limits. It's in the Cedarville neighborhood. It's specifically adjacent to the animal shelter, thank you, and next to the Cedarville Conservation Area off of State Road, if you're not familiar with it. This is a bit of the site analysis. The highlighted or ghosted trees that you should see here are the ones we are recommending for preservation. We also looked at the topography as it relates to stormwater, and we'll be confirming our intent or our design as it relates to stormwater mitigation after the project is done. So the blue arrows just indicate how the land is currently sloping, in which direction, and where we anticipate mitigating some of the stormwater. I do also want to note, as it relates to the animal shelter, there would be a minimal of 20-foot buffer, which we'll show in just a moment. But the yellow line here is the extent of the project area itself, or at least the proposed project area at this time. I do want to walk through some of the other dog parks that we've been part of specifically, as well as some of the ones that are located here on the South Shore and regionally. So this is a project in Wareham. It's approximately 0.6 acres. It includes fencing, large dog area, small dog area. This is some of the materials that we use with a pebble stone. And then there's amenities for the dogs themselves, pet watering stations, fire hydrants. This one is a fairly straightforward, simple idea, and it includes benches and accessible access from the parking lot itself. This one is down in Yarmouth. Again, similar size, 0.6 acres. Includes shade trees, which we're actually recommending for your site itself. Again, water play, pet water, fountains. Again, natural materials, not only for the dogs, but it helps with reduction of heat on their paws as well as just in general. And then, again, includes a small dog area and a large dog area. This one is in Provincetown, Mass. This is a larger one, 1 acre. But you'll note here, it's pretty wide open, not a lot of shade at this point in time. They do have a shade canopy, but they do provide seat and play equipment, agility equipment, again, hydrations for the dog. And they chose to use sand and pebble stones. They have both a large and small dog area. And then this is a large one. This is nearly 2 acres located in Marshfield. Again, you'll note this one did not have a lot of trees. It's pretty wide open, but you'll see again there's a small dog area, large dog area, accessible seating, hydration. They chose to use natural wood mulch, which we'll speak to in just a moment, throughout the entire area. And then this is the proposed project itself. It's a little hard to see the legend, but this does include 7 total parking spaces, 1 being accessible. It would have an accessible entrance from that parking space area. You walk into what we call a vestibule or a lobby, one side being to the large dogs, one side being to the small dog side. We've just, in our experience, while most owners have the best intentions, being an off-leash facility, it's not necessarily the best practice to mix large dogs with small dogs, just giving sometimes the pets get a little bit overexcited, and we don't want to encourage any injuries to the smaller dogs. This would include 2 dog watering stations. The material we're recommending, because we do want to preserve the trees, is the natural wood mulch closer to the existing gravel drive. We are recommending also a stone dust. It's a little bit more accessible, a little bit lower maintenance than the mulch long term, but just given the fact that we want to preserve as many trees, we're recommending the use of natural wood mulch at this time in the large dog area. The perimeter would be, or the various zones, the large dog zone, the small dog zone, would be enclosed with a 6-foot height black vinyl chain link fence. We are highlighting the trees we are recommending to be remain. One, it promotes the natural conservation area as well as provides shade for both the dogs and the humans. And then, as I noted, there would be a setback from the animal shelter, and we would screen that with an evergreen hedge. From a stormwater management perspective, we are looking to do just natural infiltration through rain gardens. Given the soils that are out there, they're pretty sandy, so we don't see why not. But again, we'll be validating that within the next couple of days. And then all the paved areas would be accessible so that those with disabilities are able to walk into the site without any hindrance. And then working with Nick and the town, we are providing just for maintenance purposes the ability to get a service vehicle into both the small and the large dog areas. The small dog area, for reference, is about 4,600 square feet. The large dog area is 25,500 square feet, plus or minus. At this time, I'm going to hand it over to my colleague, Tong Yi. She's going to speak to some of the amenities that we're recommending specifically for this dog park.
Nice to meet you all. I'm glad to introduce our key set amenities for this dog park. Start from the top left. We do recommend lots of existing trees for this kind of natural shade area to make sure the comfortable environment for both dogs and the owners. Then for the accessible walkway and accessible seating area can both ensure the park welcoming for everyone to be fully accessible. And for the information kiosk will be set beside the park entrance and share the important information such as the upcoming events and general parking rules. And then in the middle image, it's an example of the 6-foot high chain link fence with a park signage mounted to guide visitors. And the fence is also for defining the whole dog park. Then for the pet water fountain, this is an example for the both big and small dog area to ensure the dogs remain hydrated. For the stone boulder, those boulders will be strategically placed to offer playful and interactive elements for dogs. And then for the material at the lower mid, it shows the natural wood mulch for large dog area. This will be both durable and dog-friendly. And then for the stone dust will be for the small dog area for comfortable play surface. That's all. And overall, those set amenities are designed to enhance the user experience and also ensure that both dogs and the owners have a safe, enjoyable, and convenient visit to this park. We are excited for the potential for this dog park and believe this will be a good add-in to this community. Thank you.
I'll just close. Again, I'll reiterate, thank you for the opportunity this evening. It's been a pleasure to work with Nick thus far. We're looking forward to getting this into a point where we can go out to bid for construction and provide this amenity to the town.
Okay, I'm going to see if there's any questions from the board, but I do have one myself first. You had the map up there where you want to do this in Cedarville, and the land that just abuts on the other side of the yellow line on one of your slides, is that the foundation property, do you know? Plymouth Economic Foundation. Who's your abutters there?
The abutters are the animal shelter, the fire station, and then the Cedarville DPW barn. I'm sorry,
okay.
Was that your question?
Yeah, well, we gave some land to the Economic Foundation some years ago, and I didn't know if you abutted them at all or not.
I'm not exactly sure. I know the committee,
that was really the point.
Check with, I believe they checked with planning development, took that into consideration when deciding on this area.
Okay. No, I just was curious, that's all, because I noticed you had a road, a gravel road that went out the state road, and that's the reason I'm asking the question I'm asking.
Okay,
I'm not
I believe that is used for DPW access to get in and out of the building currently, out of the lot.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
okay.
We use that often.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions from board members? Mr. Canty?
So the small park, the small dog area has a different material than the large dog area? Is there any particular, so the wood mulch for large dogs and the stone dust, which I assume is that like what's on a Little League field? Like that?
It's a little bit larger than that, but it's related more towards accessibility, just coming off of the parking lot, but also as it relates to smaller dogs, it's a little bit gentler on their feet, is my understanding. But
okay.
That's pretty typical material, particularly for smaller dogs.
And this may be a silly question, but are residents self-selecting whether their dog is a small dog or a large dog?
So that, we would work with Nick, but typically it's by weight but part of the rules and the operations would be related to, as we showed in one of the images, dog park rules, and we would identify what is a small dog and what is a large dog.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Mr. Mahoney?
I'm good, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Other end
Okay,
of the
I thought I saw your
Mr.
hand.
Golden has a question.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What do we think the approximate cost of this is going to be?
Right now, just given where we're at in the design, but we're holding a fairly robust contingency of 25%, but we're showing about $680,000 total.
Okay, that's a big number. Is Mr. Town Manager, I guess this question is for you, is that money, are we anticipating asking town meeting to fund that?
So, great question. So at this time, the select board has earmarked approximately $500,000 using ARPA funds, and then the balance would be using Stanton Foundation construction dollars.
Thank you.
Any other comments from the board?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I do have a question now. So
Okay,
why is
Mr.
there a
Mahoney.
25% contingency? That's 170,000
Sure.
of the 680.
Correct.
How do we get there?
Well, as we just further, develop the stormwater particularly, that's probably the biggest question at this time. We're about 25% of design complete, but we usually would feel comfortable going out to bid with about a 10% contingency for unknowns. So we expect that number to come down as we further refine the plan, finalize material selection, work within the budget that's been allocated.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Mr. Brandisi, do you need a vote on this?
We don't necessarily need a vote. This was already approved by the select board, given its ARPA appropriation. But if the board feels more comfortable with us moving forward with the project, that's always helpful to reaffirm that. Certainly if the board didn't want to expend, now that we know that we're looking at approximately $680,000, if the board doesn't want to expend that amount of money, then we'd like to know that as well, so we could stop this project.
Okay. Any other questions or comments from the board at this time? Price tag or anything else? Now's your chance.
I'll make a motion that we go forward with the project as presented.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Canty, second by Mr. Mahoney. Discussion. I just like to make note for the record that we find out where the foundation is, because I believe they do about some of this, if not all of it. And there might be an agreement, it might not be. But that being said, that's why I went to the dirt road, because I know that could be beneficial.
What do you say? He's frozen.
So I will vote in favor of this, but I just want to make sure that you check with and make sure that the road couldn't be doubly shared or double access. I don't know the word I'm looking for at this time, but just want to watch it before we develop that area, that's all. So, Mr. Canty?
Mr. Chairman, if I could, another comment before.
I didn't see your hand, I'm sorry.
That's
Go ahead,
okay.
Mr. Golden.
Thank you. I'm in favor of the dog park project moving forward. I would prefer that we have the information that you've requested before we take a vote. So if we are going to move forward with the vote, I will vote no in anticipation of that information and a future yes vote.
Okay, Mr. Canty, would you mind withdrawing your motion, or do you want to move forward with it? I would just like to see if this is part of the puzzle, that's all. That's the only reason I brought it up.
Well, I guess Mr. Golden has indicated it adversely affects his vote, not having that answer today.
Yeah.
But does it?
Well, I have a concern with it, otherwise I wouldn't have brought it up myself. It might not, but I think, you know, this is where the right hand's got to be in sync with the left hand. And it is the town, and the foundation has a job, and they're trying to move forward with that. I do sit on the foundation, as does Derek, but I'm not sure either way, but I think it warrants checking it out and bringing it back for a vote. We don't need the presentation again unless the board wants to see it again, but I'd like to authorize staff to move forward and find out just what's going on over there before we vote this, just to make sure we're on the same page.
Okay, I will withdraw the motion.
But
So just, Mr.
alrighty.
Chairman, just
Mr.
so,
Brandisi, could you just take it upon yourself to check with staff and see where we're at as we are with an abutter, so we can bring this right back to the board before we
I just
go
want to
too
get
far with
clarity
it?
on.
I'm sure there's not an issue, but
Yeah, I just want to get clarity on the question. So the question is, you want us to determine that the gravel driveway that's on the map that was depicted this evening can be used for two-way traffic? Is that the question?
well, I just don't know where the foundation is with that. I know there's been chatter of maybe going out to 3A to alleviate some of the traffic from going all the way down the other side. So before, you know, we do this, I just think, you know, it'd be a good neighborly thing to do is get their thoughts on the whole thing and then move forward.
And just
Because we're
confirm,
talking about a lot of money. So I want to, you know,
I think the question, I think there'd be like three questions. So there'd be, where is the foundation land?
Sure.
Who are the abutters? And that may overlap. And can the road accommodate through traffic for any of the abutters?
We're happy to follow up on those questions. And then we'll bring back that information at a future board meeting, and then you can
Okay.
take a formal vote at that point.
thank you so much. Anyone wishing to speak under public comment?
Thank you.
I could use your assistance, Mr. Canty.
We
On this
appear to
one.
have a member of the public approaching for public comment. Ms. Murphy,
Okay.
if you'd like to speak under public comment, you have 3 minutes. Just please introduce yourself.
My name is Erin Murphy, and I own Sukasa, and I came back to speak under public comment as I
Is your
would-
microphone on? Yes.
Can
Go
you hear
ahead.
me now?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Erin Murphy. I own Sukasa. I came back to speak under public comment, and I'm begging to please reconsider the vote for the amplified music. I just did some numbers, and our sales increase almost 300% when the phase play. During summer months, it is hard on Main Street, and we really need it. We need it. So I'm asking you to reconsider your vote. Thank you.
You have
Thank you.
2 minutes and 17 seconds. Would you like to say anything else, or have you concluded your remark?
No, I'm good.
Thank you. So procedurally, a member of if someone did want to make a motion, we would do that after public comment, unless the chair wants to take it out of order. Only a member that voted on the prevailing side could make a motion to reconsider. Do we have any other public comment? Mr. Lydon?
Steve Lydon, Vice Chair of Precinct 17. The other night at the precinct chair meeting, a lot of the precinct chairs got up complaining about the traffic on Bowen Road, Long Pond Road, Halfway Pond Road, and they expect improvement on the roadways. Unless the residents in the area are going to have to realize that there's not much you can do with these roads, unless they want to give easements, like maybe 20 feet of their property to make the roads wider. And then you got to consider, because your drainage problems, so they probably need more land. And then you got to worry about going to town meeting to get the money to do this. So the way they were talking about it, oh, we can do a traffic plan, oh, we can do this, we can do that, it's not all that easy. And, they're expecting answers overnight, and I'm sure that Mr. Coyle and Mr. Downey have a lot more to do, because this is not going to take place in the near future. They talked about the intersection at Halfway Pond Road and Bourne Road. It's been a long road, but it's been, the end is coming near. The DPW and Red Brook have talked to the people involved with the land taking, and they're going to be starting it probably in the fall, and then probably, next spring the lights will go in. But they have to realize that this intersection, all these improvements that they're doing on it, are not going to help the traffic. The traffic is still going to be there. It's terrible. I live down there, so I know. When school, in the morning when the schools, the afternoon when the schools got out, around 5 o'clock at night, in the summertime, they're all cut throughs. No matter where you go, they cut through the Long Pond Road to get to Cedarville. They cut through, Bourne Road to get down to the Bourne Rotary. They're public roads. You can't stop the public from doing that. So you're going to put the lights in at Halfway Pond Road. The only thing that's going to do is make it safer, because it is dangerous coming out of there, because you can't see people coming until the last minute when you're halfway out of the road. So it will make that intersection safer, but as far as the traffic for those roads, there's nothing we can do unless you stop people from using it, and I don't think you can do that. Thank you.
Do we have any other public comment from anyone physically present? Do we have any public comment from anyone joining us on Zoom? We appear to be fresh out of public comment, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Canty. Mr. Brindisi, Town Manager's report.
Yes, so I have a few updates for this evening. I'd like to start off with a report that came from Commissioner Brady regarding the Alzheimer's and dementia-related disease fair. So this will be held on Tuesday, August 13th from 4 to 6 p.m. At the Cal. As you know, we are moving towards being a dementia-friendly community. This fair is free and open to the public. We'll have a number of different nonprofit organizations that will be present, and really to help those seniors that are struggling with, or family members that are struggling with Alzheimer's or dementia. So again, Tuesday, August 13th from 4 to 6 p.m. Please attend. A couple grant announcements. I'd first like to say thank you to Tiffany Park, our grant writer. She's been working very closely with all of our different departments, and we continue to receive grant awards almost on a weekly basis. So I know we talked about a NOAA grant award of $10 million. That's going to help us focus on the Jenny Pond area. That work will begin this fall. But this last week alone, we received a cybersecurity grant for $37,000. This will help us develop an incident response plan relative to cybersecurity. So Joe Young and Tiffany Park worked on that grant. We're able to secure that money so that, as you all know, cybersecurity is a growing threat. We actually plan on hiring a cybersecurity specialist this fall to help us with these threats. So this incident response plan will be helpful. You will hear from Michael Cahill, who works for David Gould, the Director of Energy and the Environment, who plans on coming in on August 6th to talk about a number of climate resiliency projects. One of the announcements he will make is that they were able to secure a grant of $360,000 to design to redesign Court and Main Street Extension. It's called the Downtown Resiliency Project. So you'll hear about that project specifically on August 6th. But again, we just secured the grant award of $360,000. We are hoping that we will get an additional $900,000 as a congressional earmark to help with the construction of that project, assuming the board wants to move forward with that. We also received notice yesterday that we received the $270,000 grant award from the EDA. It's a Federal Economic Development Agency. And that is the money that will be used to develop a master plan on the Holtec property. So as you all can recall, part of the negotiations for the pilot agreement with Holtec was to develop jointly a master plan for the 1,200 acres. So again, great work. Tiffany Park, Stephen Cole from the Economic Development Foundation, and Lee Hartman together worked so that we could secure that money. And then I'd like to just make another plug for the Master Planning Committee. As you all know, they held their kickoff about a month ago. They are now soliciting input, survey input from the community. So folks that wasn't able to attend that meeting in person can go to the Master Planning Committee webpage, which is located on the town's website at plymouth-ma.gov. There you will find a survey where you can provide input to that master planning process. And then last, I will just announce that we have completed our chip sealing project. So 17 miles of road have been completed with rubber chip seal, and then we'll continue to do some more paving for the remainder of this construction season. And then I'd like to draw attention to everybody in the room to that very large map in the right-hand corner. This is a map that for many years was left in the engineering office. So this is a map by Henry F. Walling. It was published in 1857, and it shows the town's geographic features of Plymouth County during that time of, again, 1857. The map displays the names of many thousands of landowners and residents, as well as the schools at that time, the businesses and places of worship. It also includes dozens of smaller maps of villages and town centers, including Chunterville and Plymouth, Plymouth Center, and then has a directory that dates back to that time. We plan on having the Plymouth Art and Culture Task Force come in to talk more about this map. They're planning on affixing a outline of what this map is. So we hope to have them in soon. But I'd like to thank the task force for their work. In particular, Chair Jennifer Harris and Connor Anderson, the town's archivist, working with the committee, frame this map and have been able to restore it using CPC funds, which I believe date back to 2020. I believe those funds were appropriated to preserve this very old map. So I just wanted to draw folks' attention to that. We'll have more to come on this map in the future, but it looks wonderful inside this room. So pending any questions, that's all I have to report this evening.
Thank you, Derek. Any questions to the town manager? Mr. Mahoney?
Just two quick things, Derek. Stevens Field still on pace to open a week from Friday?
So we're on pace to open it up on August 2nd. We're still trying to figure out the details of when the public ribbon cutting will be. We're hoping for August 2nd, but we may have to push it a week or two.
No, that's fine. I just want to know when
the park will be open on August 2nd for public use, yes.
Okay. All right. Back to the, one of the things you mentioned in your plan was the funding for some sort of master plan with Holtec on the land. You keep referencing 1,200 acres, but they control overall 1,675, and we've always clamored for, over the last several decades, the 1,542 or 43.
1,530.
That's where I was going, kid. So the 1,500, it was always 1,542 or 1,543 that was under Chapter 61 of Forestry that we, the community always wanted. And in that agreement, we got through town meeting last October, I know that in the negotiations, they took out roughly 10 to 12 acres. Mr. Canty is nodding in approval. So the agreement covers 1530.
That's right.
So it doesn't
My
any
math is off tonight.
Okay, so I just want to make sure. So we're master planning on all 1530, correct?
That's correct.
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments for the town manager? I don't believe I see any. With that being said, we'll move on to select board discussion. Anybody have anything on the new business? No? Okay. Letters? No, nothing on the letters? Old business? Mr. Canty?
I cannot make the motion myself, but I would point out that this is the opportunity where someone that voted on the prevailing side for the Su Casa amplified music permit could make a motion to reconsider, should they choose to do so. And I think that given the statements of the applicant, both at the time as well as subsequently, that may be in order, but is obviously not my decision to make since I did not vote on the prevailing side.
Mr. Chairman?
Is that Mr. Blitzer?
Mr. Golden?
Mr. Golden.
Oh, Mr. Golden. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I respectfully disagree with Mr. Canty. I don't believe we're party to the same rules that town meeting is. So I believe that if he so chooses, he could make that motion. Perhaps the town clerk or the town manager could weigh in.
We're subject to Robert's Rules of Order. Robert's Rules of Order require that a motion to reconsider be made by someone on the prevailing side. It can be seconded by someone that was not on the prevailing side.
Have we adopted Robert's rules as our?
We have, as modified by the procedural rules of the Select Board, which does not change that. It does allow the chairman to vote, but it does not otherwise modify the voting procedures or practices of Robert's Rules of Order.
Okay.
Mr. Blitzer would like to speak, Mr. Chairman?
So what about the statements made by your fellow board member? Do you take any of that in account before you make a decision? Or?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
I weigh the totality of the circumstances as well as the severity of the alleged violations and the statements of the business owner and the overall desire, I would think, of the board to have compliance be the goal, not punishment. Perhaps others have a different opinion or have other reasons other than that for not wanting to grant the permit. But in my opinion, I think a showing has been made of that if a lesson needed to be learned, that it has been learned, and that it may be more beneficial to move forward with a license, with the understanding, as the applicant is well aware, that it could be rescinded in the future if further violations occur, as opposed to denying this permit for alleged violations of an unrelated permit, the outdoor dining. But, again, pursuant to our procedural rules, not something I can directly control. Just something I'm putting out there as potential old businesses someone else might want to bring up. But maybe they don't.
Okay, anything else under old business?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman?
Ready?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Mahoney?
Yeah, Derek, going back to, the chairman accommodated a couple of individuals, one of our former colleagues, on the Morton Park issues for the last couple of weeks. And I certainly hope, Mr. Chairman, we can further discuss that 2 weeks from tonight with an agenda item. But
yes, John.
I'm just opining here. You hit the nail on the head. It's whack-a-mole. We come down on one area or one recreational location, and we enforce things, and things are cruising along great, and then all of a sudden the problem migrates to Drew Road, to Fresh Pond, and I was in the department head meeting today, and Somebody said that, there might be a problem coming with hedges because the volume of usage down there is going through the roof. So, I think there's been a dramatic improvement in the last, 3 to 6 years on some of these issues, and I know it's difficult because it's a bell curve, with the summer usage and how do we properly do that. But, obviously those would be some of my concerns if we come back in 14 days and discuss this issue further.
Thank you, John. Anything else under old business? Motion to adjourn. The next meeting will be August 6th.
Second.
All those in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you for watching. Have a good week. The gavel, Mr. Vice Chairman, and we're off. Thank you.